The disabled black boy said, "I will teach you to dance." What happened next stunned everyone. The first time anyone saw Elijah move, they thought it was a miracle. But no one knew the full story behind that miracle. Not yet. The late afternoon, sun spilled golden over the cracked sidewalks of the city's oldest neighborhood, where bricks wore the stains of decades, and the air smelled faintly of jasmine and wet earth after a recent rain. Children played tag beneath the skeletal branches of an ancient oak, their laughter sharp and clear against the fading hum of distant traffic. A rhythm pulsed invisibly in the air, the city's heartbeat. And yet, in one small apartment overlooking this worn street, silence weighed heavily, like a thick fog refusing to lift. Inside, Mara sat in a wooden chair that creaked under her trembling frame. Her eyes, the color of storm clouds, were fixed on a worn photograph clutched tightly in her hands. The edges of the photo curled like the fragile memories it held. In it, a younger Mara smiled beside a boy with a bright, wide grin, the same boy whose laughter no one heard anymore. Her son, Elijah, was 15 now, but years ago, a brutal accident had shattered the promise of his childhood. A fall from an old fire escape had left him paralyzed from the waist down, his legs frozen in a world that no longer answered his silent pleas for movement. The boy who once danced barefoot in rain puddles was now confined to a wheelchair, his vibrant spirit dimmed by shadows of despair. Mara's grief was a heavy stone in her chest, sinking deeper each day. Doctors had spoken of therapy and hope, but their words floated around her like dust motes in the sunbeam, there but intangible, lacking warmth. Every night, she whispered apologies she could not take back. Every morning she wrestled with the hollow ache of what was lost. Yet on this day, as the city's golden hour melted toward dusk, something unusual was about to ripple through the quiet. Elijah sat near the window, staring out with eyes full of dreams the world had tried to snatch away. His fingers traced patterns on the cool glass, searching for a rhythm only he could hear. The room smelled of old wood and fading hope. Suddenly, a knock at the door stirred the stillness. Mara rose, hesitating, then opened it to reveal a boy she hadn't seen before. Skin the deep hue of polished ebony, eyes shining with quiet determination and a grin that didn't know defeat. "Hi," the boy said softly. "My name's Marcus. I live down the street." Mara blinked, unsure why a strange child would come here. But before she could speak, Marcus's gaze flicked past her to Elijah. "I heard about your son," Marcus said. "I wanted to meet him." Elijah's eyes flickered with guarded curiosity. I can't dance anymore," Elijah said quietly. Marcus smiled gently, undeterred. "I'm not asking you to dance the way you used to. I want to teach you something new. I want to teach you to dance again." The room seemed to hold its breath. Marcus was different. He wasn't like the other kids who avoided Elijah or whispered behind his back. He came every day after school, dragging a battered boombox and a tattered notebook filled with sketches of movement, lines and curves like flowing water, diagrams of steps and beats. Slowly, the two boys began to share a language beyond words. The language of rhythm and resilience. Marcus taught Elijah how to use his arms and torso, how to find freedom in motion even when legs refused to move. They invented dances in the air, shadows stretching on cracked walls as music poured out from the boombox, filling the room with warmth. Mara watched as a flicker of light returned to her son's eyes, as the corners of his mouth lifted into a smile she hadn't seen in years. The silence in the apartment softened, replaced by music and laughter. One afternoon, as rain drummed softly on the window pane, Marcus confided a secret. "My legs don't work either," he said, revealing a scar that ran like a silver river along his thigh. Mara's heart clenched. "I was in an accident too," Marcus explained. "But I found my own way to dance. You don't need your legs to dance, Elijah. You just need your heart." That moment cracked open the door Mara had kept shut, the door of hope. The boys practiced daily, moving in tandem, Marcus encouraging Elijah through every frustrating pause and triumphant movement. They choreographed a performance for the community, Center's annual talent show, a place where no one expected a disabled boy to shine. On the night of the show, the small auditorium buzzed with anticipation. The air smelled of popcorn and sweat, a blend of excitement and nerves. When Elijah's name was called, the crowd hushed. Elijah rolled to center stage, Marcus beside him, eyes sparkling with a mixture of fear and fierce pride. The music began, a haunting melody that swelled with emotion. Elijah moved his arms, his chest rising and falling with the beat. Each motion was a word, each gesture a sentence, telling a story of loss and triumph, silence and song. The audience sat spellbound. Tears streamed down Mara's face as she watched, her son reclaim himself, not through his legs but through his spirit. The performance ended in a standing ovation, the sound rolling over the boys like a tidal wave. Elijah's smile was radiant, a sunrise breaking through years of night. From that day forward, Elijah wasn't just a boy in a wheelchair. He was a dancer, his dance rewriting the meaning of strength and possibility. But the story didn't end there. A local reporter caught wind of Elijah and Marcus's story and came to interview them. The article spread like wildfire, inspiring others to rethink ability and resilience. Mara and Elijah found themselves surrounded by a community transformed by hope. Marcus's quiet courage taught them all a vital lesson, that sometimes the deepest dance isn't one of the feet, but one of the heart. As the sun set over the city, painting the sky in hues of rose and amber, Elijah and Marcus rolled down the street, laughing freely, two boys who had found a way to move beyond tragedy and into light. And Mara, watching from her doorway, knew that the boy who once could not dance had taught everyone the most important dance of all, the dance of never giving up. If this story touched your heart, consider subscribing for more inspiring tales of hope, healing, and unexpected kindness. Hit the like button and share this with someone who needs it today.